Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us here on Times Now. We have some disturbing news coming in from Tamil Nadu. At least 20 feared dead in TVK's rally in Karur. This after a stampede-like situation occurred at a section of Vijay's overcrowded rally. In fact, some fainted workers were immediately rushed to the nearby hospitals in ambulances. At overcrowded Karur rally, several TVK workers fainted and Vijay then halted his speech briefly. Let me straight away go across to my colleague Dharini, who is joining us live right now for more on this. Dharini, what has happened?
Well, a very shocking news coming to light from Karur district of Tamil Nadu. TVK chief Vijay participated in a political campaign in Karur district of Tamil Nadu this evening. His speech was around 8:30 p.m. So after Vijay completed his speech when he was trying to leave the spot, the people in the location, the crowd which had gathered in the location, they tried to get a closer look of Vijay. A stampede-like situation occurred. And now we're given to understand through sources that over 20 people are feared dead because of this stampede-like situation. All of them, they are right now in the Karur government hospital. The bodies of the deceased, that are being kept in the Karur government hospital. So apart from those who are feared to be dead, almost 30 to 40 people, they are said to be in a critical condition in the same Karur government hospital. So a very shocking news coming to light from Karur district of Tamil Nadu. Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has spoken to the district collector, and we're also given to understand through sources that tomorrow morning Chief Minister M.K. Stalin will be visiting Karur to meet the families of the deceased, to express his condolences to the families of the deceased, and also to meet those who are under treatment. So, Vijay launched his political yatra, statewide political yatra, 2 weeks back. He has so far travelled to 7 districts of Tamil Nadu, and in all those districts, people come in large numbers, lakhs of people. They come along with their families to get a glimpse of Mr. Vijay, to participate in Vijay's yatra. And there is always an overwhelming crowd wherever Vijay, travels, wherever Vijay campaigns. There is always an overwhelming crowd. So far, the police department in Tamil Nadu, they've been able to manage the crowd. We did not come across any casualties so far. But unfortunately, today in Karur district of Tamil Nadu, this situation turned completely upside down. 20 people are feared dead. Over 20 people are feared dead. And this count is only increasing minute after minute.
Well, that's exactly what we are seeing happening, Dharini. It started with 2 feared dead, and now the number has gone to 20. Every minute the number has been increasing. Stay on with us, Dharini. We have senior journalist R. Rajgopalan joining us on the broadcast. I'm also being joined by Syed Hafiz of the DMK. Good evening. Thank you for speaking with us here on Times Now. Firstly, can you tell us, Mr. Hafiz, how is the situation like right now? We've seen a reaction coming in from the Chief Minister also. But what is the update that you have?
The scene looks very, very tragic there at Karur today. The Chief Minister is monitoring the situation very closely. He has deputed 2 ministers and has instructed the ministers to be there as soon as possible. There are special medical teams that have been constituted to reach to Karur from neighboring district to ensure that there is enough medical manpower. And then the ADGP Law and Order has also been instructed to take care of the protection and the other things in the district. The local MLA, Mr. Sendil Balaji, is also there on the ground. It is really a very tragic incident, very unfortunate incident that has happened. Nearly 10 confirmed dead news and about around 20 being feared dead is something that's very, 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 very sad, very, very sad day for the entire Tamil Nadu. So we have nothing much to say at this point of time. At this point of time, the government stands with the victim. The Chief Minister stands with the victim.
And we are ensuring that the stands with the victims. Everything possible is being done by the government side. But can you tell us a little bit about the situation on the ground? I believe you have been in touch with people on the ground. What perhaps led to this? Because, you know, we are seeing this kind of crowd at Vijay's rally every Saturday. If I'm not wrong, this is the third Saturday in a row. What really went wrong? Do we have any sort of information?
Oh, no, I think at this point of time, I don't want to have a blame game or something. But in short, what I say is that the leader and the party has continuously flouted the guidelines given to them. In fact, provoking the statements, giving provocative statements that should they not meet the people. See, anything that the government and the administration does is to protect the citizen and to the interest of the people. You cannot politicize everything for your benefit and to get mileage out of it. Even when the when the case was filed, the court condemned the activities and asked the leader to ensure that the guidelines given by the administrations are being followed. But here, what they believe is just bringing massive crowds is an electoral success, and to portray themselves as the biggest leader has led to the 20 precious lives with kids, innocent kids losing their life.
Yes.
It is really unfortunate. Because there is a lot more to talk, but I think this is not the time. This is not the time for politics. This is the time to be united and show solidarity with the victims.
Well, absolutely. Thank you very much, Mr. Hafiz. Appreciate you speaking with us here on Times Now. We have Ms. Tamilaga Vettri of the Bharatiya Janata Party also live with us right now. Ma'am, thank you for speaking with us here on Times Now. What is the latest information that you have from the ground? Have you managed to speak with somebody from Karur?
Yeah, I spoke, but very alarming. I'm unable to, because first they told 4, then 10, and now they are 20. I pray the number should not be, that should not be the number. I really pray, because I communicated there, and some of the officials were telling the number is going on, that's increasing, and we are unable to tell the exact number because of the stampede. Various places the loss of lives have occurred. So I pray the number should not increase and it should not be a significant number. But I feel the government should have taken more concrete steps, because it's not the first time. Because during the air show in the Marina, 5 people died because of stampede. And the police, I think they are not very concerned about the people. They just leave the responsibility to the party and the fans. And they going on giving some compulsions, and there's some rules, 23 rules. They just leave it on them. But what the police was doing, this is the responsibility of the police. Whatever may be the crowd, they should predict the amount of crowd. They should predict who all will be coming. They should predict whether the facilities, ambulance facilities are there. The poor management of crowd. So it is the responsibility of the government also. And I have appealed already to Vijay, don't mark a single day, that is a weekend day, because this will draw huge crowd. So he also should not have done that. But okay, if a leader is going for campaign, the government should predict the amount of crowd, and they should manage the crowd, and the police just cannot wash their hands, saying that it is the responsible of the party also. It's very, very disheartening, painful. To notice the loss of life.
Absolutely. It is quite painful to see, this news coming in from Tamil Nadu. Ms. Tamilaga Vettri, thank you very much for speaking with us here on Times Now. We have some breaking inputs coming in at this point in time. Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, viewers, M.K. Stalin, has also put out a post on social media platform X on this particular incident. He says, and I quote, "The news coming from Karur is worrying." And he also says that he has contacted former Minister Senthil Balaji and the Minister Ma Subramanian and the District Collector to provide immediate treatment to the civilians, to people who fainted due to the presence of large number of people and have been admitted to the hospital. He's also said that he's ordered the minister from the nearby Trichy district to provide necessary assistance on a war footing. Let me go across to my colleague Dharini, who continues to be with us at this point in time. Dharini, first reaction there coming in from the Chief Minister.
Well, definitely first reaction coming in from the Chief Minister. The Chief Minister has asked Minister Andal Magesh Poyamalli to rush to the spot immediately, and also former Minister Sandil Balaji is already in the Karur Government Hospital overseeing the situation, and Health Minister Ma Subramanian, he's also been told to rush to the location and to take stock of the situation. And we're also given to understand through sources that tomorrow morning Chief Minister M.K. Stalin is likely to visit Karur. He will be visiting Karur tomorrow morning to meet the families of the deceased. He will be expressing his condolences to the families of the deceased, and he'll also be meeting those who are admitted in the hospital with severe injuries. This is some information that we've got from the Chief Minister's office. At the moment, CM M.K. Stalin is likely to visit Karur district of Tamil Nadu tomorrow, and he has deputed two ministers, that is Andal Magesh Poyamalli and Ma Subramanian, to oversee the situation. Apart from these two ministers, one former minister, Sandil Balaji, who is also the district secretary for DMK in Karur district, he has also been deputed to take care of the situation, to bring the situation under control. Definitely politically talking, the DMK is not shying away from holding the TVK accountable of this mess. They say that every time Vijay comes out of his house, every time Vijay holds a political rally or a campaign, there is always an overwhelming crowd. Vijay should have advised his cadre, Vijay should have advised his supporters to not come in large numbers, to not come in an overwhelming way to see him, because that is what has led to this particular stampede. Now, if you look at the visuals, there is not even any space to breathe. People are literally struggling to breathe, and that is what has led to the stampede-like situation now, in which over 25 people at the moment are feared to be dead.
Yes, that's the update that we are getting for our viewers. Extremely disturbing news, viewers, coming in from Tamil Nadu. Over 25 now feared dead. You know, it started with just two a couple of minutes ago, and almost on, we have seen every minute this number going up, and right now it is 25 plus. And just look at those visuals, as Dharini was mentioning, people can't even breathe. Mr. R. Rajgopalan, I mean, politics aside, I mean, this has been happening almost on a weekly basis. Every Saturday, a rally of Vijay is happening in some part of Tamil Nadu. Was it waiting to happen? What about crowd management? What about the cops who are present at the spot?
Hina, my understanding is first time the bouncers were thrown out. First time the bouncers have, mishandled the crowd. So Mr. Vijay got educated. Every week he is getting more and more refined. But this time, Mr. Vijay had definitely, as DMK spokesperson said, he made a provocative statement. Apart from that, the situation in Tamil Nadu politics, there is anti-incumbency more in Tamil Nadu. That is why Tamilaga Vettri also quoted indirectly saying, but I am giving you the one. But my just now, as I also get some information, the Prime Minister is likely to speak to the Governor and also to the Chief Minister. Center team, Mr. JP Nadu wanted oxygen to be provided for at the immediate level. From Chennai, oxygens are also being rushed. My fear is it may go beyond 25, because the tailwind syndrome, as they say in the civil aviation. Now, if one person died, others will fall on them. The stampede is because of the narrow road. The police should be, in future, take more precautions. Second, the Director General of Police was also warning. Incidentally, Hina, before the meeting started, Mr. Vijay thanked the police for best arrangement, but it went negative of his, rallies. My understanding is DMK should not now prohibit freedom of speech, because keeping this in view, all the rallies up to the election run-up, they may even cancel certain things and they may take coercive action. Mini emergency situation should not come. EPS is also drawing more crowd. That is the more important. Yadapadi Payani is getting more crowd. Interestingly, I'm telling you, Chief Minister, Mr. M.K. Stalin has taken a very nice decision of deputing them, and he himself also going. The center also taking more. Volatile situation is there. We must be very, very cautious. Mr. Vijay should not speak the provocative language. Patruba bottle. He was singing a song that provoked the audience.
Right. Mr. Rajgopalan, apologies. I'm just interrupting you there. Please stay on with us. We're joined by Mr. Sanjay Sahai, former Additional DGP Karnataka. I'm also joined by Mr. Arun Nehru, DMK Member of Parliament. Thank you for speaking with us here on Times Now. Can you tell us a little bit about how the situation is right now? Did you manage to speak with somebody from Karur?
Ma'am, good evening. I did speak to the people on the ground who were there as members of the party, but it looks like the situation is very, I think it's a very disparate situation currently. But all said and done, I think our hearts and our souls go out to the lives lost. So this evening has been a very sorrow evening. So that being said, somebody spoke about freedom of expression. I think this is not the time to talk about something superficial. There are lives that are lost, and these are my countrymen. These are my people, and certain people from my constituency have also lost. So for now, the government is just in full emergency mode to help people out there. So the next 2 days is to get everything on track and ensure that people have, faith in the system. And I think people with responsibility who are, organizing such events should actually take enough care to listen to law and order situation.
Sir, when you say that, the organizers should take care and listen to, the advice that's being provided. Earlier also we spoke with somebody from the DMK and said that, the protocols were not being followed by the party here. I mean, there is a responsibility that the state government has in situations like these. There is a responsibility that the cops have in situations like these, sir.
No, let's put this straight, madam. Whenever an organization asks for a permission for the meeting, the police, the law and order, and lists down certain conditions. And the police numbers, the law and order numbers, have these conditions in place so as such a very bad event doesn't happen. And it's very easy to, pin it on the law and order saying that it's not there. Look at the crowd and look at the number of police people who have been deployed there. And a stampede happens in spite of all this. So right now, the aim is to get everybody, who needs help inside the hospitals and get the health care done. And that's why, the health minister is just at the ground as we speak now, irrespective of any politics here. So I think it's very important that the organizers should have actually announced, saying that, please take care, please stay calm, and we want to have a talk. I think none of that was followed. Not trying to find fault here, but now the focus is on to, save lives and also get back lives that are in a very precarious situation currently on the ground.
All right, Mr. Arun Nehru, thank you for speaking with us here on Times Now. I'm also joined on the phone line by Ashwathaman Alimuthu, who is State Secretary, Tamil Nadu BJP. Thank you for speaking with us here on Times Now. Anything that you can share with us as to how the situation is right now? Any update that you've managed to get from Karur?
First, I wanted to convey my condolences for those family who are all in the irreparable loss by lost their loved ones. It should not be happen. It is very tragic incident. It should not be transferred. As you said, that organizers of that event should be in extra conscious. From the very beginning of that party started, TVK, they are not worried about the concern of the crowd, which are all gathering to see the actor Vijay. Even in their conferences, they are not the crowd not given with proper facilities like water and toilet and other facilities. They are not bothering about that sufficient access supply is there or sufficient important things are available for those gathered for seeing those that actor Vijay. Like that, this incident, they should be in extra conscious because it's a short place. There is no space. It is a short space. They have to extra conscious. They have to depute volunteers from their party,
right.
and as well as on other hand, state government should be extra conscious. Tamil Nadu police should be extra conscious because it is irreparable. It's the first time in Tamil Nadu for a political event this kind of huge death. 30
right.
Number is it's very sad affair actually.
Okay, Mr. Alimuthu, thank you for speaking with us here on Times Now, and viewers, we have more reactions coming in from the Bharatiya Janata Party. We have a reaction from Shehzad Poonawalla of the BJP. BJP is holding TVK actor turned Neta Vijay and DMK responsible for what has happened. Listen.
से बहुत ही दुखदायी खबर आ रही है। 10 से अधिक लोगों की जान चली गई है, बच्चों की, महिलाओं की, टीवीके और मशहूर कलाकार विजय की रैली में। ये बेहद दर्दनाक घटना है, पर यह केवल घटना नहीं है, ये स्टैम्पीड मानव निर्मित स्टेट स्पॉन्सर्ड मर्डर है। ये डीएमके की सरकार की पूरी जिम्मेदारी थी कि ठीक से बंदोबस्त करती, अरेंजमेंट्स करती। क्या अरेंजमेंट्स किया आपने? कहां थी पुलिस? कहां थे बाकी के व्यवस्था के लोग? कहां थी एम्बुलेंसेस? और दूसरी ओर जो गैर जिम्मेदाराना तरीका है विजय का और उसकी पार्टी का, नई पार्टी है पर किस प्रकार से गैर जिम्मेदारी दिखाती रहती है। बार बार ऐसी घटनाएं लगातार होती रहती है और ये कोई ऐसी पहली घटना नहीं है। कांग्रेस शासित कर्नाटका में भी जो मानव निर्मित स्टैम्पीड और मानव निर्मित हत्या हुई, जिसमें बेंगलुरु में कई लोग मारे गए, उसमें भी नेताओं की जो होड़ थी कि पॉपुलैरिटी मिल जाए, तो पॉपुलैरिटी के चक्कर में पीपल की जान, लोगों की जान की कोई परवाह नहीं है। इसके लिए डीएमके और टीवीके मतलब कि विजय की पार्टी दोनों इक्वली जिम्मेदार है।
So BJP, they're holding TVK as well as DMK responsible for what happened today. I want to now go across to Mr. Sanjay Sahai as well. Mr. Sahai, same story repeating. 11 killed, 56 injured in Bengaluru stampede, the IPL stampede. Government had blamed organizers. No lessons learnt here also. Same thing we are seeing. Organizers are being blamed. Mr. Sahai?
No lessons have been learned, and the way things are going and whatever reaction I've been hearing, I don't think they're in a position or in a mental state or the capability. I think still the politicking is going on, and there is nothing much worthwhile which is being talked about. And when you put the blame on the organizer has a limited role to play. Beyond the organizer, it is the state enforcement mechanism. Your state police, which has to sit down with the organizers, spend huge amount of time, understand the whole situation, and accordingly what we call is you plan the bandobast. Bangalore stampede is a very stark memory to how things can be mismanaged, and this particular thing which we are seeing right now is again a very, very sad spectacle of total lack of crowd management in this country, both on the side of the organizers and the police and the government letting it go. And then they will show us pictures of the crowd, that this was the crowd and this was the situation out there, and that is why they were not able to handle. There are enough and sufficient systems by way of scientific systems, police bandobast, traffic management, total amount of people which can come in one quadrangle or in one barricaded sphere. All these things can be done. Most of the places where these things have happened, nothing has been done. In Chennai last year, when everything was pre-planned, I remember that was the air display on 4th or 5th of October, if I remember right. And because of that sort of a heat and humidity, when the people started coming out, so not many people, they suffered injuries and all that, deaths were not there, if I remember correctly. So if you start from that, you get into the Kerala episodes, you get into Bangalore, you get into Hyderabad, Allu Arjun, and then you get into Hathras or somewhere in UP, Haridwar. This is exactly the same story. I think this replicates the standard crowd management mechanism in India. The politicians are not ready to listen. They are not ready to listen, and the police will never stand its neck out. Scientific management of crowd is something totally unheard of. Last 10-15 minutes, if somebody can, once everything settles down, because they will keep saying, let things settle down. Once things settle down, then it will be some inquiry, and again the same thing will happen. No political party has any understanding of crowd management. And why Vijay is running all around the place is to get votes and nothing else. And he is not bothered, and no other leader is also bothered. You saw in the Bangalore stampede, it was only the police guys who were made scapegoats, and it was the RCB and all these people were made scapegoats. And then there was a law enacted That law itself is faulty and nothing great is going to come out of it. The enforcement mechanism is not going to change.
Forget
If
about learning
attitudinally
from
we
other
remain the way
states,
we
sir.
are.
No lessons have been learned from the same state. Have we forgotten the Chennai air show? 6 killed, 100
See,
injured.
why-
I mean, it's a really, sorry state of affairs that we are seeing. Politicians
Just
and
work,
personalities like Pied Piper actually draw the Aam Aadmi loving fans and their votes because, they need their votes. But scant attention is really paid to their well-being, their lives. And on that point, I want to quickly go across to my colleague Dharini as well. Dharini, this happens every Saturday. This rally of actor turned Neta Vijay. You've also been covering these rallies extensively. I want to understand from you, what are the mechanisms in place? Are there no proper entry-exit routes? And in this rally specifically, if you could share with us some data. How many people were supposed to come? Were there proper arrangements or not? And third question is, where is actor turned Neta Vijay right now? I hope he is out there looking after the people.
Well, it's indeed shocking because until now we have not heard anything from Tamilaga Vettri Kazhagam or its chief Vijay. Both Vijay and the TVK party, both of them are remaining silent until now. In fact, we heard from Chief Minister M.K. Stalin. Chief Minister Stalin said that he is expressing his deepest condolences to the families of the deceased and that the news from Karur is very shocking. Not even this small message has come from Mr. Vijay. He was the one responsible for this crowd. It was him that was responsible for this crowd completely. People came to see him. People came in such large numbers, lakhs of them. They came to see him, and this stampede-like situation occurred because of Vijay's campaign rally. But until now, unfortunately and very surprisingly and shockingly, not even Vijay, he himself has not reacted to this development yet, and none of the representatives from Tamilaga Vettri Kazhagam, they are also not reacting to this development yet. Ever since this incident came to light, this stampede-like situation came to light, we've been trying to reach the representatives of TVK, we've been trying to reach the Deputy General Secretaries and the General Secretaries of TVK. None of them are talking to us, none of them are picking the calls. Even if they pick the calls, they are not ready to respond to the situation. What kind of accountability are they taking is the bigger question that is being opposed now. And of course, as you were talking about the political campaigns of Mr. Vijay, I personally have been to 5 locations since September 12th. I've been to Tiruchi, Arilur, Perambalur, Nagapatnam and Tiruvarur. These are the 5 locations I've covered this campaign from ground zero. I've seen an overwhelming, uncontrollable crowd. Especially when Vijay enters the venue and when Vijay leaves the venue, the crowd becomes completely mad and uncontrollable. They try to get close to Vijay. They try to get close to Vijay's campaign vehicle. They want to get a glimpse of Mr. Vijay. That is what is seen in all these locations. But fortunately, the police department, they've been able to manage the crowd so far until today. They've been able to manage the crowd without any casualties and injuries until today, but today the situation is completely upside down. And as far as Karur is concerned, if we look at the location that is being given to Mr. Vijay for his political campaign, it is a narrow road. It is a long stretch of a narrow road. That is what is being given by the Karur police for Vijay to conduct his political campaign. He was there around 8 p.m. His speech went on for about 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, after which he tried to leave the venue. That is when the stampede-like situation occurred, because once again, the people in the location, the crowd that had gathered, they tried to get a closer look of Mr. Vijay. They tried to get a glimpse of Mr. Vijay. They wanted to see their Talapati, their leader, from a close view. So all of them tried to get close to Mr. Vijay's vehicle, and that is how this stampede-like situation seems to have been occurred. Right. And over 25 people, they've lost their lives now. Their families are right now grieving in the Karur Government Hospital. Almost 20 of them, they are said to be critical. Their families are also grieving in the Karur Government Hospital. But unfortunately and very shockingly, so far we have not heard from Vijay or TVK on this incident yet.
Right. We are also joined by Harish Mohammed Ibrahim on the broadcast, political analyst. I know Mr. Rajgopalan wants to make a point. I'll come to you, sir, in just a bit. Dharini, stay on with us. In fact, we have some more breaking inputs coming in at this point in time. We have a reaction now coming in from Edapadi Palniswamy on what we have seen happening in Karur. And this is the first statement that we have got from Edapadi Palniswamy of the AIADMK. In fact, he has said that the news that more than 29 people lost their lives and several others fainted and are receiving treatment in the hospital due to the crowd chaos during the campaign meeting of TVK held in Karur, where its leader Vijay spoke, is both shocking and distressing. He has expressed his deepest condolences and regret to the families of those who lost their lives. He's also said that on behalf of AIADMK, he has instructed former minister, in fact, to personally visit the government hospital and provide all possible assistance to those admitted there. So Dharini, like you were mentioning, the Chief Minister, of course, was the first one to react from the government side. All assistance is being provided. Now, Edapadi Palniswamy has also reacted that all assistance is being provided, in fact, by the AIADMK leaders as well. And now, viewers, we have Prime Minister's statement also coming in on this particular incident, this shocking incident that has taken place in Karur in Tamil Nadu. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also put out a post saying the unfortunate incident during a political rally in Karur, Tamil Nadu, is deeply saddening. He says, my thoughts are with the families who lost their loved ones, wishing strength to them in this difficult time, praying for a swift recovery to all those injured. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi also reacting to this incident that we are reporting on right now. Earlier, it was a statement from Edapadi Palniswamy. Now, Prime Minister Modi's first reaction coming in, Prime Minister Modi also expressing solidarity. Let me quickly go back to Dharini. Dharini, like we were discussing, MK Stalin has reacted from Tamil Nadu. Prime Minister Modi's reaction has come. But, you know, actor turned Neta Vijay, for whom these people had come, it was his rally. Where is he right now? Where is his team?
Well, that is the bigger question all of us are posing. We've seen reactions from the Chief Minister. We've seen Edapadi Palniswamy, the leader of opposition, speaking out on this matter. In fact, the Prime Minister of this country, out of everybody, the Prime Minister of this country has spoken. He has told that he is expressing his deepest condolences to the families of the deceased and that his thoughts and prayers are with the victims of this particular incident. The Chief Minister has spoken, the leader of opposition has spoken, and Mr. Prime Minister has also spoken. But so far, Mr. Vijay has not released any statement yet, and his party, Tamilaga Vettri Kazhagam, has not released any statement yet on these deaths. Whether, you know, whether if at all they're going to take any responsibility or accountability for these deaths is something that we have to wait and see, because it's been almost 1.5 hours since this news first broke. The first death happened, you know, it was reported around 8:30 p.m. Now it's almost, 9:30, 9:40 p.m. Almost 1 hour. But Vijay would be seeing all these, news flashes, because all over Tamil Nadu, this is the hot news at the moment. This is what is being discussed. All the news channels and all the newspapers, they are going to be publishing this in their digital platforms and on their, televisions. But still now, even, till now, Mr. Vijay has not reacted to this development yet. Mr. Vijay has not reacted to the loss of lives that have happened at his, political campaign in Karur district of Tamil Nadu. Over 20 people are feared dead, and this count is only expected to rise as time passes by, because many of them are still critical in the Karur government hospital and the nearby private hospitals.
Right. And Dharini, one quick question before I go across to my guests again for their response on what's really happening. Any update on the total number of people who have lost their lives? Because as per this response from Edapadi Palniswamy of the AIADMK, he's mentioned 29. What is the latest from the ground that you can share with us in terms of number of people who've lost their lives, number of people who've got injured? Where are they being taken right now?
Well, through sources, we're given to understand that at least 30 people, they seem to be, dead at the moment because of this political campaign, this stampede-like situation. At least 30 people seem to have lost their lives in this particular incident. And of course, we've got no official information on this so far. Neither the Tamil Nadu government nor the health minister, they have not put any official number on the death toll yet. But through sources from Karur, we're able to say that at least 30 people have lost their lives now, and 20 supporters of TVK, they are right now in the Karur government hospital and other private hospitals in the district. They are undergoing, medical treatments. They are in a critical situation. Their situation seems to be very critical is what local sources tell us, from there. And this death count, unfortunately, very unfortunately, this seems to be constantly on a rise, because as I was telling just 1 hour back, the death count was standing at 2, and now it is at almost 30. In almost 1 hour, 28 people have lost their lives because of the injuries they suffered in this particular stampede-like situation. So let's wait and see if the government is putting out an official number. But for the time being, what I can confirm is almost 30 people they've lost their lives, and 20 people are critically injured, and they're under medical treatment in several hospitals, including the Karur government hospital.
Extremely disturbing news there coming in from Karur in Tamil Nadu. It started with just 2. Now, unfortunately, viewers, 30 people have lost their lives because of the stampede that we saw at Vijay's rally there. My colleague Pradesh also joins us on the broadcast. Pradesh, it's the same story repeating. We didn't want to discuss politics at all, but that was the first thing we heard from DMK. I mean, we've seen it happening in Karnataka also. Now the same thing is repeating in Tamil Nadu.
You're right, and that's actually the most. நாமக்கல் மற்றும் சேலம் மாவட்டங்களிலிருந்து மருத்துவர்களை வரவழைப்பதற்கு உத்தரவிடப்பட்டு ஒரு இரவு இன்று இரவு அவர் அனைவரும் சிகிச்சை அளிப்பதற்கு வருகை வந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறார். எவ்வளவு மெடிக்கல் டீம் போட்டிருக்காங்க சார்? மெடிக்கல் காலேஜ் எல்லா டாக்டர்ஸும் இப்போ டியூட்டிக்கு வந்துட்டாங்க. கூடுதலா நாமக்கல் மற்றும் சேலத்திலிருந்து கூடுதல் மருத்துவர்கள் வந்துட்டு இருக்காங்க. தேவையான அளவுக்கு மருத்துவ மாத்திரைகள் உபகரணங்கள் எல்லாமே. We'll get Dharini to tell us what this man. In fact, she is speaking. Yes, Dharini, go ahead.
Additional doctors and healthcare professionals, they're being called in from the nearby districts of Namakkal and Tiruchi. In fact, Tiruchi and Dindigul collectors, the collectors of these two districts, they've been told by the Chief Minister to rush to the spot immediately.
Okay, Hina, the limited point that I was trying to make that, look, the most disturbing part about tragedies like these is that it won't stop here, because this is not about one party. It's the general attitude that lives don't matter, whether it is a political rally, whether it is a civic apathy, something else. Because if you talk about Vijay and his party and the kind of surround sound that it has generated, many people have said that, look, because he is so popular, he should ensure safety for people who come to listen to him. We've seen in the last 3-4 weeks, people call him a weekend politician, that he works only on Saturdays and Sundays. But that apart, we've seen the kind of crowd surge. But given the response by the people, given what the chatter murmur is, there were obviously adequate security measures not in place, because, had those measures been put in place, we would not have seen a death toll like this. Over 25, we are being told, and I hope it doesn't, rise. But like Dharani has been saying, and I was listening to Mr. Raja Gopalan intently, you see, the politicians don't care about people. All that they want is that their PR, perception and posturing, that should be priority. And that is the worry. You also mentioned that, it's really about the mindset. And, Hina, we've seen this in Bengaluru, just a few weeks ago. What have we learned? Apart from, a few days of bickering, I'm not talking about TV debates, but generally, there is no consensus even in political parties to ensure safety for their followers. And that's really the hard part here.
Absolutely. Like a Pied Piper, they draw the Aam Aadmi for votes. Of course, we all know that. But what about their lives? Scant attention really is paid to their well-being and their lives and their safety. We have seen this example in the past as well. Now, same thing is being repeated here as well. Pranesh, stay on with us. We have Dr. S.G. Surya, President, Youth Wing, Tamil Nadu BJP, also joining us on the broadcast. Thank you for speaking with us here on Times Now. I just want to ask you, what is really happening? I mean, you know, ever since we started covering this story, the only thing we've heard is that the DMK is saying it's the organizers who are not listening to us. Organizers are saying, you know, organizers are actually nowhere to be seen. We haven't heard anything coming in from either Vijay or anybody from his political party. What's really happening? 30 people, sir, have lost their lives today.
I'm very unfortunate to say the count has increased to 38 now. Firstly, without blaming the state government, that is an easy thing to do at such a circumstance. My question is, when the permission letter was given by Vijay's party, they have pegged the amount as 10,000 people, which means the party said only 10,000 people will attend the event. My question is, the party is more than 1 year old. Are they still not able to assess the crowd, the number of people who will attend the leaders' rally whenever it is happening? Whose fault is it? So, any condition that is laid by the state government, immediately Vijay's party comes and politicizes that they have given so many conditions, they are asking us to do this, they are asking us to do that. India is a country where there are so many rules, but are we following the rules or not? That is the question. The rules are always there. If we strictly follow the rules, obviously there will be no such incident happening. The blame is on both the sides, but the primary blame should go to the party TVK because they have been very poor in organizing such programs. They are not experienced, they are immature. They just want to drive the star value and create crowd, create mass and create an euphoria to win elections. This is not acceptable. They should follow the rules. And the place which they chose to conduct this program, I'm sorry, this is not called for, this is not accepted. Even in the morning when he addressed a meeting in Namakkal, there was a traffic jam for 3 full hours. You imagine thousands of people suffering because an actor wants to campaign for its elections. This is not acceptable. Firstly, the TVK party should not ask for such places. Secondly, the Tamil Nadu government should also be more cautious before giving permission at such crowded places. Obviously, he is a movie star. There will be people coming. Whether they are voting him, they are not voting him, it's a different matter. Throughout India, when superstars come to the road, people will obviously throng to him. Then how did you give such a busy area for this program? It is appalling. Now, who is going to answer the 38 deaths?
Absolutely.
7 children. 7 children, 10 women, 5 elders.
More and more are becoming an invitation to disaster and deaths is what we are seeing. I believe my colleague Pranesh wants to make a point.
You know, Hina, look, the DMK will blame Vijay's party. You know, we will have the regular politicking. But let's just face the truth. The buck stops with the state. The police arrangements were obviously not adequate. The state is under no compulsion. Mr. Surya is right. The state is under no compulsion to grant permission if it thinks it cannot manage an event. Now, the state can go after Vijay, his party, the office bearers of his party as to whether the norms were followed or not. But even after a thorough probe, these people who've lost their lives, now 30 plus, they are not coming back. So the state government must answer the families. You can have, you know, a commission, a judicial probe, all of that. But that is really immaterial to the lives lost here. And which is why I said, more than the DMK, it is the government. That political parties will do what they do, always do. All that they care for is votes. But who will care about the lives of the people? What will the chief minister do to assure that nothing after this will happen at a political rally in Tamil Nadu?
Absolutely. And as far as the location of any rally, any event is concerned, it's not solely decided by the organizer. Of course, the administration there has a say in it. In fact, we have some more breaking inputs as well coming in at this point in time. Pranesh, request you to stay on with us, viewers. More and more reactions, in fact, are coming in on this particular tragedy, the Karur tragedy. The Chief Minister is rushing to the Secretariat, is what we have learned. Chief Minister M.K. Stalin is rushing now to the Secretariat to hold a key meeting with the higher authorities there, and this is the update, and tomorrow we are getting to know that he's also likely to visit Karur. Let me quickly go back to my colleague Dharini, who continues to be with us Zarini, I have a couple of more questions. In fact, I need a few clarifications from your end because you have been on the ground. There are some reports, Zarini, suggesting that the fans, these people who had come for Vijay's rally, they were waiting for him for at least 6 hours. Was he like late by about 6 hours? And also, as it's being said that TVK took permission only for 10,000 people at the event, then what explains lakhs of people that we can see in these visuals?
Well, there was, of course, a delay. Vijay was supposed to reach Karur around 2 to 3 p.m. In the afternoon. That is when he was supposed to reach Karur, but he reached Karur only around 7:30 p.m. His speech started around 8 p.m. in the night. So he was, of course, late by around 5 hours is what we can say. But this has become a normal thing in Vijay's political campaigns because, as I was telling you, I've been to multiple locations, 5 locations at least. And in all of these locations, Vijay is always late by 5 to 6 hours because his vehicle, his campaign vehicle always gets stuck in the, sea of supporters. Even today, when talking about today, Vijay landed in Tiruchi airport around 9:15 a.m. in the morning, and from Tiruchi he travelled to Namakkal by road. So this usually takes 1 to 1.5 hours to reach, by road. Tiruchi to Namakkal is 1 to 1.5 hours by road, but Vijay took almost 5 to 6 hours to reach Namakkal by road because the supporters were, all along the two sides of the two sides of the route. His vehicle was not able to move with any pace. His vehicle was moving inch by inch, and he was stuck in a sea of supporters. That is what had led to the delay initially. So he reached Namakkal around 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Right. Subsequently, from Namakkal, he travelled to Karur, and he was able to reach Karur only around 8 p.m. in the night. So there is a natural delay of 5 to 6 hours in today's schedule of Mr. Vijay.
Right. Stay on with us, Dharini. I have one more question for you. But before that, we have a reaction coming in from AIA-DMK spokesperson Kovai Satyan as well, who says that the state machinery is finding it quite difficult to handle the crisis due to lack of medical infrastructure in Karur. Listen in.
33 precious lives are lost and 67 are hospitalized, out of which almost 40 plus are in ICU. Looks like the situation is very grave, the Karur stampede. But the sources from what we receive from the ground is many more are hospitalized in the private hospitals. Their numbers are not known. And the government machinery is struggling to meet up with the demands to handle these kinds of crises. Shortage of doctors are there. Shortage of pediatricians are there, since the disease include children, and the children are hospitalized who are in ICU or more. Look like the state machinery is in a limbo to handle such crises, even though the ministers there give assurance saying that all is well in the hospital infrastructure. But the ground report that comes clearly shows that the hospital staffs are inadequate to handle such large numbers. Not sure about the number of doctors present. There are only statements coming from the government, but the true picture is not still there. What led to this fiasco is still not there. Looks like the blame game will start rather than doing the needy at this moment. Our prayers are with the people who lost their precious lives and with those families. And our ministers, ex-ministers are there in the hospital trying to extend.
So AIA-DMK also raising questions, as far as this particular tragedy is concerned. I want to go across to Mr. Sahai as well. So the question really is about venue decision, the bandobast. Who is really responsible in normal circumstances? Sir, could you unmute yourself, please?
Let's understand it very, very clearly. Whosoever might be the event manager or the host or the business owner of that particular event, the buck starts from the state police and ends with the state police. Law and order is the primary responsibility of the state government, and that is why they have police, which is the strong arm of the government. If the strong of the government and the protocols and the law which are provided to them is used in a very nebulous and lackadaisical sort of a manner, where I think one party is saying that if we don't give them permission, they will start alleging against the other party or the party which is in the government. Now coming to the exact questions which you have raised. First and foremost, why doesn't the whole political class come together and decide on the way they want to conduct the rallies? That's point number one. In all the places, there are generally understandable fixed venues are there. It is only the nature of pictures which I am seeing. I don't think there is absolutely anything which is near to crowd management. And why I am saying there are lots of times huge amount of police constables and police staff is thrown, but that is not the way crowd management is done. It is a very, very scientific, expertise-based exercise. All of us have been talking if sufficient police has been there. This will not happen. Now today there is sufficient medical care, and which successive governments would have been telling that there is sufficient medical care. The way it is crumbled down, it is for you to see. Where something withstands at the time of the crisis, only then it is worth it. Third, in the police also, there are very few people who are experts in crowd management. And I think it is high time that the police also develops or puts in people who understand crowd management, who can practice crowd management, and more than that, they are experts in crisis management. In nearly every stampede, it becomes extremely difficult to carry the injured or the dead bodies. The dead bodies can still wait, though it is very, very inhuman, but at least to carry the injured. In Bangalore, if you remember, they were carried by people to the hospital. Here we are seeing the same situation. And the whole access control, one is it is not controlled. Secondly, when the person comes, whosoever is the VIP, VVIP, political leader, whatever you call him, then everything comes to a standstill. You see Allu Arjun case. And most of the time they have been doing what they have been doing. And God forbid, I can tell openly, I am also as much of a civilian as you guys are. Now same Vijay becomes the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. The political class does not understand governance. They are not ready to understand governance. Their whole understanding of governance starts with elections and ends with the majority in the assembly. See, people who have been governing for 20 years, you ask those chief ministers, they understand crowd management. This is a completely abysmal sort of a thing, the pictures which we are seeing. And it is happening every weekend. Why was the government sitting down? The concerned party could not assess the crowd.
When you say
did
that,
the police assess the crowd?
Yes, you're right when you say that, because Pranesh, when I spoke to the DMK representative, the first reaction we got from DMK, he said that the leader in this case, Vijay, and his party, TVK, has flouted the guidelines. I mean, DMK is in power. If a political party is flouting the guidelines, it's putting the lives of people at risk, why is the government not taking any action? Why is permission still being given for these rallies to go on? If cops are not able to handle the situation, if they are flouting rules, flouting protocols?
Because you see, it helps the DMK. The DMK will, turn the narrative. They don't care about the number of people who've died. Mr. Sai is absolutely right. And I was making that point, a few minutes earlier, that the buck stops with the state government. Nothing more, nothing less. The state can't say that, look, the team of Vijay, his organizers, etc. must answer. But, Hina, let me quickly bring our viewers up to speed with two posts which have come in. One is the Raj Bhavan. The governor has reacted. He says, deeply pained and anguished by the tragic loss of innocent lives, including children, during a political rally in Karur. My heartfelt condolences to the bereaved families in this time of grief and prayers for the speedy recovery of those injured. Then we have the Union Home Minister, Mr. Amit Shah, reacting. He says, deeply pained by the tragic loss of lives in a stampede in Karur, Tamil Nadu. I pray to the Almighty to give them the strength to bear this grief and for the speedy recovery of the injured. Now, for a moment, Hina, let's look at these pictures. This euphoria that the politicians get, this sense of, a filmy experience of drones hovering over them with people flashing their mobile phone cameras or light, whatever you want to say it. And look at Vijay, he's recklessly throwing water bottles. When you have a crowd as big as this, will throwing water bottles help? Because everybody is there, who's been in the heat. and dust is thirsty. They would obviously want to jet over one another to grab that bottle. So this is reckless behavior, and this is apparent. I'm not saying this led to it, but you are only encouraging lawlessness. If you really care about people's, food and hunger and etc., you should set up stalls. Have we seen food stalls? Are they enough? No. People, apply for permission, say we will have 40,000 people. Now, is Vijay fooling anyone? He's a big star there. Only 40,000 people will come. And the other problem, Hina, and you know it as well as I do, that netas get this, I don't quite have the right word to express what I'm trying to tell you. This, it's really a perverted pleasure that they draw by making people wait. There are many politicians who say, look, till I see all chairs taken up, I don't want to see an inch of space on the ground, only then will I go on the stage. What are you doing? You are pushing organizers to, to tell them to overcrowd the venue. And then, as you said, Vijay hasn't reacted. I don't know why. One can give him the benefit of doubt that maybe he's so shocked and taken aback by what has happened. But this is a lesson, not just for Vijay, for political class across this country.
Absolutely, it's a lesson, but unfortunately, Pranesh, the point is that these tragedies happen, they become national issues. Few days later, as inquiries are ordered, matters reach courts, they are conveniently forgotten. Remember, we had exactly the same discussion when the Bengaluru stampede took place. We were talking about crowd management rules. There should be a mechanism in place. What happened? There is no crowd management that's happening here as well. Yet another tragedy. 30 people, viewers, have lost their lives. 30 families have been devastated. And these include children also. Can you believe it? How the situation is for these families today who had just gone to see a glance, who had just gone to get a glance of their actor that they perhaps love, adore. Actor turned Neta Vijay, who had come there to perhaps influence them to seek their votes. And today, he is tight-lipped.